So the structure of an inquiry report. Now, this is something that's often tricky for students, is wondering how to structure a report. Now, it can vary depending on what your issue is and what sort of requirements your school or your teacher may have. But this is a general structure that is pretty good for most cases. So, of course, you're going to have some kind of introduction. Then you are probably going to want to outline the nature and scope of the legal issue that you have chosen. You'll look at stakeholder perspectives. Now, there can be a couple of structures here. You could have two subheadings, one for each of your two stakeholder viewpoints. So you'll be needing to look at two stakeholders in particular. Or you could have two subheadings. The first one could provide an overview of all of the affected stakeholders, and another could then summarize your two chosen stakeholders and their viewpoints. Next, you'll have your legal alternatives to reform the law. So you will have already now assessed the situation and its scope. You will have considered the stakeholders and their positions, and you'll now be presenting those possible solutions to reform the law. You could have two subheadings here, one for each of your two legal alternatives. That would make sense structurally. And then, of course, you'll have your recommendations. In this section, you want to state your decision, followed by your recommendations and your reasoning for the recommendations. The reasoning is really important, so make sure you don't skip that aspect. Then you'll have your conclusion and your reference list.